Hey, Detroit Bob, and 100 episodes. Boy, did that go fast. I'll tell you what, we're going to take you down to the Vinyl Lounge this episode, and we're going to show you how it all got started. We're going to talk about Jack White, we're going to talk about Johnny, we're going to talk about the Vault, we're even going to talk about Pokey Lafarge. So stay tuned. But just a year in review, 2 years in review, I started out just looking for a Beatles 498 misspelled with one or two T's, and I ended up with 10,000 records for sale. So this year we're going to talk about selling the records, how to build your own online store, how to use Discogs. We got boom mics coming in. We're going to do some live broadcasts. So now is the time to subscribe to Rockmine. So stay tuned for this episode, and we'll go from there. And also check out DetroitBob on Discogs. That's where all these great gems are for sale. Let's get started. This is DetroitBob. I've got a Vault package I've been looking for, and I sold it to Johnny, and I can't find it. So I called the company, left a message, but maybe I've got it in here and I haven't even opened it yet. So Vault number 64. Maybe that's it. Let's go check it out. So this will be an unveiling. What's this one? This one's sealed even. Doesn't even say 60, 63. Let's open them up. Let's do an unveiling. Okay, Jack White got me back into collecting vinyl. So I owe him debt of gratitude for that. Take a break and I'll open this up. When I started collecting again, I started looking for records. And I found Jack White's Record Club, and I joined what they call the Vault. Now the Vault, you get special releases. So they're all really coolly packaged like this. Now this wasn't in the Vault package, but that's a typical release. It's a 45. It's got some very unique packaging. A lot of them are in vinyl that way. This might even be a UK release. Either way, it's really something that's tangible, colorful, well thought out. And so I started collecting the 45s out of the Vault. And the Vault is a special club that you can get limited releases and weird editions in different colors. So I started doing the White Stripes. There's their Christmas record. I started doing the old Motown. Here's the Motown record that I got when I went and toured Third Man Records in Detroit. I started picking up just colorful stuff that I liked. The Rocket 455. Jack White's got some pretty good taste when it comes to retro and garage. Jack White's solo releases. I love the fact that, once again, the old Motown and the original Tamla sleeve reprints. Jack Wood, Born to Wander, Roy Orbison. He's got everybody. And these other, like Cut Like a Buffalo and the Rat Contours stuff. It's all good stuff, very collectible. So when you get a Vault package quarterly, I think it's like $300 a year. There's the old Miracles, Barrett Strong, Nick and the Jaguars, Swinging, just great stuff. But when you get your quarterly Vault package, you look forward to it like a kid getting this, stuff in the mail that he ordered, or, the Columbia House Record Club, which no longer exists. Like the artwork on this is really, really cool. Pokey Lafarge. Hold the press. Did I say Pokey Lafarge? We just saw him in Hobart, Indiana. And this is a case where we started off listening to Pokey on a Jack White release, a 2013 LP, simply entitled Pokey Lafarge. And he's sort of a bluesy, jazzy, New Orleans, Americana type guy. But I would have never discovered him if it wasn't for Third Man Records. And there you go, turning vinyl into live shows and getting your ears up to date. What a great way to start that journey. And like I said, this was in a Vault package, the Dylan Vault package. And this is the one that really got me going. The 2+2 is on my mind. It wasn't in a Vault package, but it was available for order. And they have the yellow vinyl and the regular vinyl on that. And just so now, Third Man Records has their own numbering system. See, number 110. Okay, this one is number 529. So they all have their own unique little numbering And very, very cool. And Jack White would be the guy to do this. I don't know how he's making any money doing it, but it really got me back into collecting again, and specifically collecting 45s. So since then, I've noticed almost all the vault packages have a 45. See, this 45 was included in a vault package. And I've gone to the Third Man store in Detroit, and they had some leftovers from old vault packages that they sold me for 20 bucks a piece. So I've got a little, this one came with the Miles Davis vault package. So Shovels and Rope, Elvis Presley, the Jesus and Mary chain. There you go. Johnny's going to love that one because that's whose vault package I'm currently looking for. Beck, this guy, Michael, I can't pronounce his name. Great. Come on, help me out. Kiwanuka. There you go. And so there you go. Captain Beefheart. Some weird stuff, some good stuff, some obscure stuff. Third Man Live, Munhoney, Battle Cry. Every time I go back into the vault, I find stuff that's either a vault exclusive or that was out of stock before that I go ahead and pick up. So let's go ahead and open up that vault package. So this is a little bit of an unboxing episode. Again, the funny part is, got my X-Acto knife. I've got 2 vault package unopened. The summertime came along. I got too busy to open these things. So for all I know, the vault package I'm looking for is the one of Jesus and the Mary chain. And Johnny's just a freak about that band. I saw him live in '87 at the Brixton Academy in London. So I'm familiar with him too, but since Johnny was such a big fan, I was going to give them to him. Okay, vault package 63, that's the White Stripes. But as you can see, it's all sealed in this nice, I call it a whiplash container. But I can already see that there's a 45 in there. So I'm loving that. So I'll pull the 45 and put it in my regular White Stripes collection. And it's so nice you almost don't want even to touch it. But you can see, get behind me, Satan. And here's the 45, Third Man number 1023, Forever or Her, Forever for Her is over for me. That's a tracking rehearsal, it says. And Spitting Tax, tracking rehearsal. So these are some really exclusive recordings they've taken and put them on 45. Side F and side E. So look at that. Right off the bat, you can't get this unless you're in the vault. So quite sure you can't just buy this, okay? So Get Behind My Satan, of course, that was their big album. And that broke them internationally and even beyond, really. Actually, it was their follow-up to their big album. Seven Nation Army was on the previous album. And there you go. So it's a big gatefold. Look at that. Just beautiful packaging right there. So that in of itself is very collectible. So there's some kind of Adam and Eve reference there. So this will go in my collection. And this 45 will definitely go in my collection. And there you go. And Jack White vault package. Let's go check the next box. Maybe Johnny's stuff is in there. All right, here we go. This is another package. Number 64, it says. It looks like I opened it, but I don't think I opened it. I started to open it. It says hold, so I think I was on vacation. It doesn't look like it's been opened. Okay. So this is the Jack White No Name LP. Once again, in sort of that whiplash packaging. Interesting. I don't see a 45. That's pretty cool. There's a no name tag. And if I'm correct, this was the LP that he last put out with no name on it. So he got a lot of press. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if that was like a unique 45. That everyone got a unique, not for Polaroid. So that's Jack White. I think that was on that last tour. Let's see, you get a a gatefold, a poster, a patch, and an Instaprint. So there's the poster. It's like something you used to get out of the Detroit News when we were kids, you know. Every once a month, they would have a different Detroit Tiger. So that's pretty cool. And it's all Jack White's artwork. And I don't know if he does all the artwork, but there he is. The man, the myth, the legend. All right, so there you go. No Name Tour with a standard newsprint poster. So I'll just keep this all together. But so far, I haven't found Johnny's vault package. And should I start to worry? Break it all down. So, cut like a buffalo. I don't know, man. Maybe that isn't the No Name record. So let's just keep this together over here. And then I'll put these all nicely stored with the ephemera. Maybe it's in another one. Let's go see. Got 3 vault package. Here's the first 2 that we opened. And here's the third one. We're going to open it right now. Where's that X-Acto knife? Maybe Johnny's thing is in here. I'm looking for the Third Man Vault release of With Jesus and the Mary Chain. Because Johnny bought it off me. I was reluctant to sell it because I sort of like that band too because I saw them live in London in '87. Oh no, that's Iggy and the Stooges, Raw Power. 7-inch edition. Wow, that's a vault package number 62. I'm sort of glad I'm opening all these up now. So that is something that Jack White only does. Iggy and the Stooges, Raw Power, the 7-inch edition. Yes, you can have an album of 45s. And this would be the case right here. I'm not even taking that out of the plastic. But that's Iggy. I don't know what the patch is all about. I'm sure it's explained in here. But look at that, man. That's 45-inch heaven right there. These, if you get the original Elektra releases for Iggy or Iggy and the Stooges or Iggy Pop, those things are just insanely expensive. I never see them. You know, that punk hadn't caught on yet. So, wow, I'm getting caught up. All right, I got to figure out where Johnny's is. Walking down the hallway, and maybe I just got it back in here somewhere. So there's Vault 60. That's Jack White live at the Blue Room. I hope I'm not missing some of them. All right, I'll do some more research and we'll finish this up with a good wrap up. I told you that there are such a thing as 7-inch albums. Okay, so here's the Iggy Pop Raw Power, right? This is just what we called like a box set. That's all Elvis. But Joe Jackson, I'm the Man, in 7-inch. This is a 7-inch album. So each of these cuts is a song. And usually they would do it and sequence it in a way so it played like the album. So on your radio, back to why with the Man wore blue shirts, Geraldine, Jean, and John, Don't Want to Be Like That. I'm not sure, but I think that's how the original album was sequenced. So I'd have to do some research on that. I don't remember off the top of my head. This would be a 45 RPM album. And that is Boogie Woogie Master, Pete Johnson, and Albert Ammons. Okay? Now, this would be a box set. It's a recollection of all the Primus on 45. But it wasn't originally released as an album. REM Crush, Orange Crush. This is just a single, but it's boxed with the tour poster. But these all make really nice collectibles. And you see I have quite a few now. Not quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I also have an REM boxed set. But this Iggy is really... I want to open it up so bad. Maybe I just will. But, you know, it's like it's too good to play. So let's keep it in here for a little bit while, let it age. And we'll come back to that, and we'll see what happens. Some of my other, it's a little dark down here, some of my other Jack White LPs that have come out of the vault. So Live at the Masonic Temple, White Blood Cells, Elephant. Yeah, that would make sense. So Wild Orchid is getting the box set treatment just like White Blood Cells and Elephant did. So they probably have scheduled releases on all the early White Stripe stuff. Way down at the bottom, Springtime in New York, the Bob Dylan bootleg series on vinyl. If you got any of those on CD, those are good too. All right, back into the Rockmine, and I got this in the mail finally. And I think it's the one Johnny's been waiting for. So Third Man Records is what we're talking about, but these vault packages are just primo. So let's set up the tripod and film this opening. All right, so I got out the handy dandy X-Acto knife, so you know what I use that for. And if it is indeed the Johnny package, which is the Jesus and Mary chain package, I'll call them up and bring it to him. And sure enough, there it is right there. I'm not even going to take it out, but look at how sweet that is. You get a 45 right up top. You've got the album. It's a boxed package. It's the Jesus and Mary chain. Let's get some light on that. It's too good not to see. It's the Jesus and Mary chain Psycho Candy 40th Anniversary Edition. So I saw these guys in the UK at the Brixton Academy in 1987. And you could tell they were just really onto something, a heavy sound. So you get the slipcase, the 2 double LP gatefold plus 2 LP with the wood spine. And I'm just going to present as is to Johnny, and he's going to be thrilled. So once in a while, yeah, if you get a buddy, you want to swap, you want to trade, do some trading. There you go. All right, we did a search through 3 vault packages, and we looked at my Third Man Record 45 collection a little bit. But this is our gem of the week. It is Forever for Her is Over for Me. It's a tracking rehearsal, and it's part of that set Get Behind Me Satan XX, so the 20-year anniversary deluxe package, and it was sides E and F. So it's not even really listed individually on Discogs, but it would be part of that package. So I can't really tell you a value on it, but look at how clean and cool. Radio tower with those bolts coming out, reminiscent of early radio advertising. And Jack White sticks with the white and the red for anything White Stripes. He's gone on to yellow. I've seen him use blue, but that seems to be the color scheme for the White Stripes. White, red, and black only. So a little bit of a minimalist approach to the look of the band and also to the look of their albums and their artwork. And I saw them live. I saw them in 03 down at Aragon in Chicago. It was either 03 or 05, but great. I'm going to put this in a nice sleeve just to protect it, and it will become part of my Third Man Record 45 collection. And that's the way you do it, man. Rod Stewart, I don't know how he got to share the bin with Third Man Records, but he's in good company. You got to love the work. If you ever get a chance to go to Jack White's Detroit store and take the tour, and just take the Motown Museum tour the same afternoon, or do one in the morning, one in the afternoon, that is really worthwhile. You'll see how records are made, and I give the kid a lot of credit. Kid, he's probably 50, for coming out of Detroit and doing what he did, and he's doing a lot to save the music industry. There you go. Cheers. Detroit Bob, there you have it. Great episode. It's great to have episode 101 in the can, but it gives you an idea where I started with a little bit of Jack White. I was looking for Columbia Record House, and that's the vault. Modern day vault is your Columbia Record House, except he's got a weird twist. He feeds you some new stuff. He's got an eye for design and an eye for color. I give the guy a lot of credit. He's a Detroiter, and he's out there pressing records. Go tour his factory at the back of the Third Man Records in Detroit. You'll get a kick out of it. And while you're there, go to Motown on the same morning or that afternoon. We're going to get rolling here We're going to start with getting into the bones of how to collect 45s, LPs, even some cassettes, and maybe even some CDs. But I'm going to ask you to do one thing for me. Subscribe. Just hit that little button down there, and it's free. It doesn't cost you anything, but it makes sure that you get these episodes at the top of your feed every time you go on YouTube. Cheers. We'll see you next time.